a few people know about. My spreadsheet really just is each car with different tunes, or cars that I use with different tunes. Sorry, I thought something was going wrong. And then me testing it over and over again on the same sort of things to see how they get on. So I have a quick list of my S1. There we go, my S1. These are organised by the type of car, the category. If they're in white, that means they haven't been completely tested. But basically, I take each car with the tuner, and then I take them onto the aerodrome drag strip, and I go, what's the top speed when it gets to the end, and how long does that take? And then I run it a few laps on Lakehurst Copse, on Rivals, and see what sort of time I get. And then obviously by category, so when I'm picking a car, so for this weekend we've got muscle cars. So I've looked at me classic muscle, looked at me modern muscle. I can also obviously sort by the time, so I can see that my favourite car in S1 would be the ATS GT, very closely tied by the 570S. So I put together all my muscle cars. So there's the ones that have already been tested, that have been tested previously to today. But there's a few other ones I want to throw into the mix and see how they get on. These are either new that I haven't tested before, or I tested it at a different, like I think the Dodge Dart Hemi I used an A, so I had a quick look for an S1 tune. So I've got 3 cars I want to quickly test out. So that's my spreadsheet. I also have kind of like my tables that tells me what my favourite for each kind of category is. So when I'm going online adventures or just messing around, I can see what my favourite cars are nice and quickly. As I say, this is tuned to me, so obviously this is my driving setup. This is the way that I drive. I like a sticky car, not a slidey car. It's not to say these are the best cars in the game, because absolutely not. And just like the Devo, which did really well, I probably wouldn't pick that if I was going online, just because I find it a bit wild. Tamed around Lakehurst Copse, but like the Ferrari F40 comp is probably my favourite S2 online that I like to use with an Alec 28 tune. But anyway, the muscle cars test. So the first car is going to be the Ford Mustang Shelby. Let's go and dig that one out first. Sorry for my clicks. Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. I'm sure that's a new car. There we go. So that's the one that was, I think, last week, the week before, you could get that one. So we'll get that one there. I'll get rid of that so you can see what's going on. And we'll head out to, oh, that's about there, isn't it? And do a quick test here. So this will be the sprint test. It gives me no indication on how it's going to handle, but it'll let me know the speed and how quick it is on the straight, well, acceleration wise. Last Sunday I had a terrible car for acceleration, so hopefully I didn't really do much testing, so hopefully this week I should, with a bit of testing, looking at the cars that I've already tested and the 3 that I'm about to test, we'll see how they get on. But hopefully give me a better car. And then once I pick my car, I stick a silly little design on it. So we just boot it. And we see what we get. 169. No, how quick was that? 1462. So not as quick as a few of the other ones, but again, could handle lovely. Oh, I have to get rid of the music. So it could handle lovely, and obviously be super sticky, and then be better than the Oldsmobile, which at the moment looks like, no, more likely, probably the Z06 at the moment. It's probably something I'll go for, without seeing these next 3 cars, or the SRT Viper GTS, probably the Corvette to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of the Vipers. And that did it in 1482, so it's slightly slower on the straight. We'll see. We'll test the other cars and see how we get on. So that's that one done. I'll quickly just turn the music off. So the next car is going to be the Dodge Dart Hemi Superstock, which I loved in Forza Horizon 3. That was my go-to for S1 in Forza Horizon 3, so we can see how that goes. It just flew. It couldn't turn a corner, but my God, did it move. So it was just a matter of getting the braking lines right. But yeah, that's what I'm going to take out for a spin now. This is with the Lazy Data tune. Again, Dodge Dart Hemi Superstock. There we go. So yeah, Lazy Data tune. Let's see how this one gets on. So this I did try with a different tuner, and I got to 175 in 14.05, but it was pretty slow around Lakehurst, so maybe with a different tune we'll see. Oh my God, it's so much quicker. That 170 already, and across the line at 180. Right, well that's the quickest so far as 13.76. My word, that's smashed through. I mean, it could handle like a boat for all I know, but that's quick. And now we'll try the Dodge Viper GTS with the Nalak 28 tune. And then we take them to Lakehurst, stick them on Rivals, do a few laps, and see how it feels. So I do a few laps. I generally use rewind. I don't want to like master every corner, because obviously it's not going to be like that in a race. But sometimes I use rewind just to get myself a pretty good lap, just to get a feel for it. Oh my God, doesn't like braking. Well, that could be interesting when we come to Lakehurst. Right, it's final car. I do this just so I get 100 points on my blueprinter. When you create a blueprint and race it. So I just do that each time. And this is going to be the Dodge Viper GTS ACR. Dodge Viper GTS ACR with a Nalak 28 tune. So I keep the conditions and the driving aids, everything the same. Obviously I will be slightly different in the way I play each time, but generally, I mean, it's obviously not an exact science, but it's a good reference for me. 167. So slow in comparison, and that was 1483. So while I fly around, I'm going to do that by drag time, so you can have a little look at where we are right now. So obviously the Dodge Dart absolutely smashed it as far as the time goes. And you can see the two Dodge Darts with different tuners and the difference it makes. So we'll take it to Lakehurst and see how we get on. Mustang wasn't convincing. Oh, excuse me. Right, where's Lakehurst? It's over here somewhere. It's like there, isn't it? What car are we in? Let's get rid of the board. Right, we're going to do the Dodge Dart Hemi first. Let's see how we go. No, wrong one. Rivals, S1, Dodge. This could drive like a dog. But so I go through this each week, except for last week. I didn't have the time last week to find the car. If you watch Sunday's stream, you'll see that I was quite disappointed with what the car I had. And that just comes down to lack of preparation. You want to be competitive, really. And randomly selecting cars, I think, can just be a little bit troublesome. Oh, it's heavy, it's heavy. So the first lap doesn't count anyway. Oh, this is not going to be it. Look at that. You can just see there's no grip on this thing. But then the acceleration and speed might take it past everything else, because it don't half move. So this track, always this track, no grip. Oh, see, this is not really the car I pick. Right. Let's get a feel for it for the first lap, and then we see if we can actually be competitive. It's so hard to turn on this thing. Yeah, I'm not going to use this car. Does not drive anything like I like to drive a car, and the braking's just too late, and then it doesn't stick, and it's all top end and no grip, and that's not fun for me. I'd rather, like, someday go with the slightly slower car, but at least stick to the corners. We have a lot of sliders in OCMS, so that's where I get me times. So this is not going to be competitive at all. I'll finish this lap up and probably do one more lap after this on this car, just to get a time on the board. But it's not going to be the one. What's that speed there? Look. Got a brake for everything. You can see if it can catch up with this car in front now. See, it doesn't. I know that's a hypercar or a modern sports car or whatever that is. The difference on the grip though, it just flies like compared to this. But I'm going to find that I don't think any modern muscle or any muscle car is going to keep up with that thing. Yep, no chance. Not a chance this thing's going to get picked for Sunday. Even with its flames, it's not quite good enough. 101.8, well 101.90 then. Put that in the board, 101.90. So, yeah, I mean that's a lot slower than the other cars. Right, quit that event. And let's see what we've got next. The Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Give that a few laps. That's why it's important to test those cars. Wrong button. This one here. Rivals. S1. And it was the Ford Mustang. That's the one. This is running with the Nalak tune. In fact, the next two cars are both Nalak tunes, so we'll see. Oh. As it stands, I really haven't got a clue what I'm going to go with. I don't really want to go with it. Well, it'll be the, yeah, I did say, didn't I, the Chevrolet Corvette Z06. Well, the other one's probably the Z06, unless something pulls it out of the bag. These things are heavy. Yeah, another one. Don't like the tyre sticking on the road, does it? A lot more responsive though than that last thing. The Hemi was nowhere near as responsive as I need. Especially with some of the tracks that we get thrown out. Some of those hairpins and sort of big chicanes and stuff. You can't have a car that's too heavy or it doesn't like the road. This is much better. It's whether it's got the speed to do it. So it's not a science. Obviously every time I race it's going to be slightly different, but it's always me, always the same driving aids. I always give it a couple of laps. If a car is doing competitively, then I'll keep doing laps on rivals to really nail down the time. But if a car feels horrible, then I'm not going to bother giving it too many laps because I'm not going to enjoy driving it anyway. So there's no point. I'm not trying to make the best chart available for everybody. It's just for me. Oh, I thought I missed that then. Come on, get on, go on, go on, go on. This is much more fun to drive. Fighting it. It's obviously not quick enough though, is it? Hello, Mr. Saby. It's going good, mate. Thank you for asking. Just doing some testing for Sunday's competition. Whoa, wild, wild. Nasty. That's going to ruin that lap. Right, another lap for this car. How you doing, Saby? You okay, mate? What are you up to on this bright and beautiful Tuesday morning? OCMS is our driving crew, the old school motorsports. We generally play Forza. We get together on a Sunday night. We play weekdays as well, but Sunday nights we get together to do a big event. So sort of 18 to 24 people come together and do a bunch of races in a pre-selected kind of car choice. So this week it's going to be any muscle car in S1 road tunes. So I'm just testing out some muscle cars to see what I want to go with. Oh dude, bad back. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Hopefully it's all going to get better. Stick to the drugs. Drugs always work, right? But I hope you're feeling good today. Good. I'm glad it will get better. What sort of times am I getting here? 101.83. It ain't bad compared to what my other times have been. We'll see. Give it one more lap. We'll see if we can get anything more out of this Mustang. Oh, I took that wide. That wasn't good enough. Alright, so I've got me concentrating head on now. Looks like I'm not beating that thing, but I think we're going to get a pretty good lap. Oh, if I messed that up. Go, go, go. Yes, it's a Forza crew. I think I've only joined them for the last year playing this. I think they've been previously doing other Forza games. But yeah, it's a driving crew for Xbox. A few people on PC as well. Oh, that was a good time. 10079. Sorry, let me just put that in my spreadsheet. I'll show you my spreadsheet. So we do races. So I'm doing some muscle car testing. So at the moment, that's me spreadsheet. I just did the Dodge Dart Hemi. The ones in blue I've already tested before, but I'm just testing that one there, which looks good time. In fact, I smashed everything else, so that looks like it's going to be the car I pick for Sunday. Are we guys any good? We've got a mix. There's a couple of us that are pretty good. I mean, I'd say probably 3 or 4 of us that are pretty competitive at the front end, and then there's obviously the middle pack, and then we've got some people that enjoy coming in and getting the wooden spoon at the end. So we have a wide range. I mean, it's more about just getting together with some friends, having a laugh, having some banter, and racing some cars. As I say, there'll be about 15, 20 of us, maybe a little bit more, in 2 lobbies. On custom made tracks, we have one guy that makes the tracks for us, so we don't even know what we're going to be racing on. It is a lot of fun. I mean, check us out. We're on Facebook, OCMS. I say we'll be streaming. There's 3 of us streaming it on Sunday nights. I think if you go back and check last Sundays, you'll see the stream. It is good fun. I mean, I love Forza. I think it's a fantastic game. So I'm looking forward to more racing, always. And with lockdown, everyone's got the time to play. It is a good laugh. It's awesome. The game's awesome. I cannot wait for 5. I went back to 3 a couple of weeks ago. I know that it feels great. It doesn't feel quite as refined as what 4 is. But I really want the next one. 5, hopefully Japan is what everyone's saying. But we shall see. I'm looking forward to it. But they've had no announcement yet, just motorsport so far. Such a quality game, this thing though. Motorsport's great and all, but like sim just too hardcore. I like to just mess around and have fun, and that's Forza Horizon all the way. And so sometimes we'll do dirt, sometimes we'll do cross country. This week it's going to be road. Cross country is usually the messiest. It doesn't matter what car or tune you pick for that. It's a mess. Anything can happen, especially with the guy that makes our trucks. So the last car I'm testing today is going to be the Dodge Viper GTS ACR. Dodge Viper GTS ACR. Why isn't it there? It must be that one. Unless I've written it down wrong. What have I done here? Give me one sec to look at me cars. I think I've put the wrong bloody tune on one of my cars. Oh, one button. Dodge, 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 Viper, Viper, Viper. Oh, it must be that one. SRT, Viper GTS. Just writing things down wrong on my spreadsheet. That's fine. Right, last car's a test. But always looking for new drivers. If you want to pop by and say hello or come and race with us. We're generally British, but obviously if your time zones fit with us, then just come along and race. We start about 9 o'clock GMT on a Sunday. We do races most nights. I think on Thursdays we do seasonals. Wednesdays we've just started messing around on Wreckfest, because that just hit Game Pass, and some people like to crash cars. But yeah, always up to something, messing around, playing Forza, driving fast, driving slow, rolling your cars, all the good stuff. Alright, what we got here? So the last car to test. I think we can safely say that the Ford Mustang, the Shelby. Are you over in Europe? Norway. I see, I have a friend that lives over in Norway. I play Valheim with him on PC. Whey, this one's slidey. But yeah, if you want to check us out, have a look at the Facebook page. Always looking for new racers. There's no skill preference. We're not looking for A1 drivers. We're looking for people that want to have some fun and want to wind people up. Oh, see, I knew this Viper would be like this. That ass just wants to come out. That's why I don't like the Vipers. I like my cars to stick to a road. Oh, it's just not. This is not going to cut the mustard. It's nice. It's not going to cut the mustard for a racing day. Right, let's give it a lap. See how we go. I can hear my stick slamming around. Oh, come on. It ain't slow though. It's keeping up with this. Might be a surprise. It's not going to be something I pick over the Mustang though, just purely because of the slideness of it. I mean, it's more fun, but it ain't competitive. Yeah, sort of car you drive when you're just messing around. Maybe an online championship or single player, but when I want to beat the guys in the team, I have a few nemesises. So there's a few people I always want to beat. I'll name drop them. Minion, Gixxer, Shorty. These are the guys at the top of the table that kind of give me grief. I came second last Sunday by a point behind Minion, so I was gutted with that. Alright, I'm not going to get a good lap time out of this, it's too slidey. I'm going to stick with that 102.13. Put that in my board. .19. And then sort my group by time, so that's my board for my muscle cars. I think we're hands down going to go with a Ford Mustang. There is always someone faster. So we compete quite heavily, so there's a few of us at the front without blowing my own trumpet, I do fairly well in the racing. So we're at the front three, so there's usually quite a big battle. But I wouldn't say that, I go on online and I'm not even competitive. So it's just generally who you're playing and what you're racing on. I love A, I love S1, I hate S2. Last week's was B, which was quite fun. And I think B lets the people at the back of the pack kind of feel like they can catch up with us a bit more. It's not so hard on mistakes for you. But I think from here, Sunday's car going to be the Ford Mustang. So all I've got to do now is make a silly little design for it, stick my number and my name on it, and we're ready for Sunday. And that's that sorted. Now I can get on with my weekly seasonals and see if there's any cars. But I'm going to take a break for now. Thanks for dropping by. As I say, check out the Facebook group. If you want to come racing, join us. It'll be a good laugh. Have a good day. I hope your back gets better, mate. Stay safe and speak soon.